And I got to tell you something about today's subject. When I heard 3D printing, my mind went right to concrete. Everyone's seen that thing on YouTube that takes the concrete and pours it out. I'm like, yeah, man, I can build way better than that. Then I look at this. What is this? What is this? This is a business card made from a 3D printer of sugar and cornstarch. And if this falls into the earth, what happens to it? Within a month, it turns into sand. Now that caught my attention. Today, we have Randy James. I love this, operator and wave of the future 3D, and with me also Murray Pound from Generation's Master Builder, Homes Approved Builder. I love you guys. I am really excited about this because we had a small conversation, and that conversation was all about recycling. I started seeing things on television, and I'm talking again YouTube, because I fall into this rabbit hole of YouTube. I really, especially with Trump lately, I'm just down that hole like you couldn't imagine. But I don't want to talk about that today. Recycling. We don't really recycle the way we're told, do we?
Not at all.
Not at all. I know that Anna and myself at home, we have so much recycling. It's more than the garbage, and I thought, we're doing our part. I feel really good about this. We have 4 bins every week that go out. And that's plastic, tin, you name it. And what I'm finding out is that the majority is going to the landfill. That's what I'm finding out.
Yeah, for the blue bins, the majority goes to like 11% of what's collected from the blue bins actually gets recycled. The rest of it ends up back in the landfill. Pop bottles, of course, because you get money back, so people want to bring that back in, so they bring it to a different location that collects the pop bottles.
And you're talking glass.
No, I'm talking like Pepsi plastic bottles, water bottles, things like these. They have a deposit on them, so you get money back. So they actually are recycled more commonly versus, your water or your soap containers and all that kind of stuff. And being that you have to wash everything in the blue bin, we're washing a whole bunch of garbage that's going back to the landfill, because you can be fined if you don't wash the stuff in the bin.
And you're talking your cans of cat food. You got to clean the can, put it in. So we're constantly cleaning all of this stuff to put into the blue bin, and we're actually wasting water doing this.
100%.
So what's the alternative?
What we've been working on is called Regeneration, which is regenerating that plastic into another product, just like recycling, but the difference is we're not using water. We're using a 4-stage process as well as dehydration for cleaning, and then we make a product that's not going to become like a drill casing. We leave the new plastic for that, but we make something like a highway barrier, curbs, stepping stones, garbage cans, planters, all that kind of stuff for the local community, so there's no reason to ship it all the way across North America to the different recycle places to make a product out of it. So the fossil fuel and the imprint is second to none compared to the phrase recycling.
You printed a 3D trailer.
Yes.
Out of recycled plastic?
Out of recycled pop bottle pellets, yeah.
But tires, I mean, the things that I've been seeing lately is we've been taking tires and literally shredding them to pieces, and we're turning them into mulch, which I put on my property, by the way, and that's now 6 years.
They're awesome.
They look beautiful.
Yep.
And they do the same thing as literally wood mulch.
Yep.
Same thing, but I never have to keep adding to it every single year.
And they keep mice away.
I was at the dentist a year ago, and they had to do a cap on my tooth. And I'm thinking, well, how do you do the cap? And I didn't know it was from ceramic. And they do put it through a 3D printer. They took photo images of everything, and I still don't know how they're going to fix my tooth. Mm-hmm. And they took it, put it into a 3D printer, and they printed almost an identical piece of my tooth and capped it with ceramic.
Yeah.
That's 3D printing.
Yeah.
I always thought it's only going to be how they do the concrete homes. And to me, that was boring. I was yawning totally. We're going in the wrong direction, folks. We're going in the wrong direction. But you made me realize we're not.
So we've had quite a few companies where they come in, they have a product, we help them build their product. We actually stocked all of Saskatchewan with a Tisdale seed sampler, and then we actually set up the 2 farmers with their own print farm to continually manufacture their own parts out of their house.
Now it opened up a whole world of opportunity for industries to potentially solve their own problems on sites. For instance, let's say we had an HVAC fitting that had cracked, and it was a very particular fitting from overseas, and it was very expensive to replace or domestically. I see what your reaction there, but let's say it's going to take weeks to get, or they have to produce it, or it's very costly. Well, now we have the capability in our industry, and I guess almost any industry, to take that fitting, scan it, have someone model it, send the scan data off-site to a printer like Randy's, and he can, like he did with the part for the tractor, produce that fitting for me, and I can send someone, drive across town, grab that fitting, be back on the job site that day. I have a very expensive trade on site that wants to finish up and be done by the end of the day. Well, now maybe they can be. Whereas alternately, I could be waiting a lengthy amount of time for that piece, or spending an exorbitant amount of money replacing that part. So now it gives us an opportunity to think outside the box.
You went from using scanners and printers to building your own printers?
We built North America's biggest 3D printer. Yeah,
You did?
Yeah.
And this is what you made the trailer out of.
Yeah.
So just for a moment, because I find this hilarious, but it's really entertaining at this point. A 3D trailer, like camper.
Yeah.
Okay, and how much of this did you build?
We printed the floor, walls, ceiling, dinette seats, kitchen and closet walls, all as a single piece.
In one mold?
One
It's not a
piece.
mold.
Not a mold. It's layers stacked on top of each other, just like house printing that you saw. It's the same concept, and it goes around and around and around. Like, we live streamed it on YouTube for 9.5 days. We developed our own extruder.
So he shows me this, right? Right away, I know what it is. This is for 2 DeWalt batteries. One dead battery goes in, one positive go back, and just click, pull it off, and you bring that one battery back to life, probably 90% chance.
Yep.
And then you put it back in your charger. As soon as I saw it, I went, you made this? Mm-hmm. He made this. Does that excite you? Because
I want one.
it's not just that. Right away, I'm going, holy cow, we can put and make anything.
Yeah.
That's right.
Especially in our world of construction, we have the opportunity to go, I need a part. We're going to be working a lot more together, I'll tell you right now.
Yes.
What is this?
That's our mag mount. So you basically snap it on, you peel off the adhesive, you snap it onto the bottom of your DeWalt battery. You can take even an impact DeWalt, which is super heavy, and go up in the rafters. You can clip it onto the side of a rafter, put it on the side of your scissor lift.
It's got to be metal.
Anything that's magnetic. Yeah.
Okay, so
That's
it'll stick
steel.
to it, hold your tool.
Yep. And then you just grab it when you need to use it. And then
Once you bond that to your battery, it's pretty much there for a long time?
It's on there. We didn't make it where, if it's a guy saying I want to use it on all my batteries, well, it's not going to work, because I want safety first. I don't want you putting it up there and all of a sudden you're popping it on and off a dozen times and it's not snapping on the same way. So we say 1 battery per mag mount. And also for the auto sector, it's a rubber coated battery as well, so it doesn't scratch the paint of the car if you stick it on the side.
And this was you? Nobody came to you and said, you
No.
know, this was just your brain?
Yeah.
And what is this?
That one there is, I've used DeWalt's for years for boosting trucks on construction sites when a car stops.
So you'd put a DeWalt battery
Yeah.
that attaches to the battery of the vehicle,
Yeah.
and it would help start it.
It'll start your car. You can, with one 5-amp battery, I've started 3 trucks and 1 car on a -40 day.
A 5-amp battery.
Yeah.
How many people in this day and age know how to boost their own vehicle anymore?
Most don't.
Right.
They don't know where the battery
But
is.
that, with a small instruction booklet, anyone can figure it out. Right? That's what I love about that. I mean, I would have some of those for some of my family members.
Because all you did was use your imagination and create through 3D printing something that I could use, or you could use, contractors can use, and even regular homeowners can use.
That's about 60 to 70% of my industry is guys walking in saying, I have an idea, but I can't make it.
Did you patent these?
No, those are open source. Because the thing with those is again, there's so much simplicity to it that it's easy enough to switch it that you're going to waste your money on patents. So we also talk to our clients on, is it a patentable item or is it a product that you just want to hit market and hit it fast?